Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Naked Truth. Trisha Hershberger here, and let me go ahead and start off by thanking our Naked Army vloggers from last week who made their own Naked Truths on YouTube versus TV. That's Chris Tyler, Hiram Lewis, Julia, Nathan, Alexi, Chris, Lawrence, Jacob, Richard, Thomas, Prescott, and Kristen. Thank you guys so much for making your own Naked Truths. And if you want to check out their Naked Truth vlogs, you can do that by visiting the links in the description below. So, this episode is the Naked Truth on bath time, and full disclosure, I filmed this entire vlog before this actually in the bathtub, but the sound was a little messy, and because I had just kind of like dunked my head under the water, I had like mascara running all down my face, and it kind of looked vaguely like a dark, scary bathtub, almost like Suicide Girl kind of vlog, and I was like, maybe not. But my glass of wine that I had in the bathtub carried over. So anyway, the Naked Truth on bath time. How this all started was thanks to David Carter, who's asked me what I do to relax. And I take baths. But no, so I wanted to talk about this because finding out what to do to relax is not as easy as it sounds. At least for me, it wasn't. I was always so concerned with being perfect for everyone else and being an overachiever. And if I was doing a job, I wanted to do the best job I could be. So, am I the best employee I can be, the best friend I can be, the best daughter I can be, the best student I can be? That all made it so that whenever I had free time, I was working to make someone else happy. And I didn't know how to make me happy. So it forced me to learn about who I am. And what basically forced me to do that is when I was working auto show as a product specialist, also known as promotional model, also known as brand ambassador, also known as public speaker, also known as booth babe, many different titles for a variety of different promotional marketing jobs. But anyway, I was traveling the country doing that for a few years, and I would get to a new city, and sometimes you bring your whole marketing team with you, so you're with a lot of other promotional models as your teammates, and then you have people to go around town with, but sometimes there's smaller shows, and then there's just one or two of you there, and so you have a lot of time by yourself. And for me, I didn't know what to do at that time. I had my little portable video games, but I didn't have my full gaming PC, and I knew that I liked to play video games in my spare time, but I was like, what else am I going to do with, 6 hours of free time a day? And I learned, I guess I don't really know myself all that well if I don't know what to do with this time. And so I forced myself to sit down and think, okay, if it's just me and I don't have to please anybody else, what do I want to do? What do I want to do with my time? So, like I said, I played video games, but I knew that already. I started reading a lot more, and I realized I really like to read. Some cities I was in, I took myself to an art museum, and I really like going to art museums by myself because everyone looks at art differently and at a different pace, and there's some things you want to blow right by, and there's other things you really want to take your time on, and when you're there by yourself, you can do whatever you want, and you don't feel pressured by somebody else's pace. So I learned that. I learned that I really like making homemade ice cream sundaes, but above all, I learned that I like taking baths. For whatever reason, it makes me feel like I'm spoiling myself. And so then I started to get fancy. Then I'd get to a new town and find a local grocery store and buy a bottle of red wine. I like red because it's warm. And I would buy bubble bath, and not terribly fancy, like a little Mr. Bubble action. And some bath salts maybe that were aromatherapy. The smell of lavender is very calming to me. So sometimes I'll do lavender salts in there, and just take my book, not my tablet because I don't have a waterproof cover for it, but I'll take my book, my glass of red wine, my aromatherapy and bubbles, and just sit in the bath and read. And the warm water of the bathtub relaxes your muscles, so that's really nice, especially if you're doing any kind of promo work where you're in heels on your feet all day. Ugh, it's really nice to get in the bath after that, but it's also just quiet and relaxing. And I don't know if it makes me think back to medieval fantasy times where ladies would just take baths because they were royal and they could and they had the spare time and yada yada yada. I don't know if that's what the association is for me, but I learned that that's my treat to myself. So now whenever I've had a really hard day or I'm just really stressed out for any reason, I'll fill up the bathtub and pour myself a glass of red wine and grab a good book and just chill out. So my question to you guys is, what is your bath? What do you do to relax? What is it that calms you? And how did you figure out that that's the thing for you? It makes me laugh because I kind of talked about this a little bit on a table talk once, and hashtag find your bath started, and it made me laugh because I was like, oh yeah, I hope everybody does find their bath. So yeah, so let us know what yours is, either in the comment section below or in your own Naked Truth vlog. If you do attempt to do a bath Naked Truth like I did, make sure that you have enough suds to cover all your nudie areas, because the nudity in these vlogs is a rhetorical device for the vlogger. It is not for any type of voyeuristic, or if you have any exhibitionist needs. That's not what this vlog series is for. I'm sure you can find other ways to show yourself off. I'm really silly tonight. I don't know why. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.